going back again to our daily life, I want to talk a little bit about your experience on the differences between living on campus and off campus. What do you think was the best? If you have to tell someone, would it be live on campus or off campus?
Um, so there's no argument for that. I think off campus all the way. It's on campus was a struggle, and was like a prison as we talked about. As much as we look back now and go, yeah, it was good fun. 100%, we had a lot of fun, but we had freedom off campus, right? We didn't have to eat the BS food in the caf, which was a plus, and I do not miss that. We having your own room, bathroom, not having to share that, not having to worry about, oh, I can't take a shower because they're all in use, or I have to go to the caf at this point, I have to eat breakfast now because that's when the caf's open. Just having that freedom is brilliant. And then in addition to that, the bonuses. So my first year, I got caught drinking a couple of times on campus. We're a Methodist school, so it was not illegal, but I guess so, to drink on campus. So I got in a bit of trouble there. And that's when I started doubting if I wanted to be there. I was like, I'm 18, 19. I've been drinking in England since 15, something like that. It's hard, it's culture. And that's what I explained to our head of security. Like, it's my culture to have a beer on the weekends when, we have our friends around and, stuff like that. So being able to just, sit on the couch and just chat to your friends and have a beer, or, eat what you want, or eat when you want, do what you want, was brilliant. Something that I didn't think I ever would be, that would ever be taken away from me once I hit 18, right? Having to eat on a schedule and things like that. I mean, obviously life is about routine, rhythm, but it was too much. It was too much like a prison. So yeah, off campus was great. So yeah, what about you?
Yeah, for me was the best thing it could ever happen.
Yeah.
Honestly, because like I said, in Paraguay I didn't really have to do anything. So when I talk with my friends, I always tell them, and people who live with me, they know that first year I was just a mess because it was my first year living by myself. So I wasn't going to the caf many times. I was just, because I didn't want to walk or whatever to go there, I was just eating shit food, to be honest. I didn't make my bed. I didn't know how to do a lot of things. That then, when I moved off campus, I learned so many things. I learned how to do, even if it sounds maybe stupid or easy for people who do it all the time. I didn't know how to go and buy groceries, for example. I didn't know what to buy. So all of that was new for me. Then, of course, cooking. I didn't know how to cook. Then the cleaning, just cleaning the bathroom, making my own bed. All of that was new, and then even paying rent, just managing your own money, everything was different. And I think that made me grow so much as an individual, and I think that was so important. And like you said, yeah, 100% living off campus was much better. You could do whatever you wanted to do, and whatever time you wanted to do it. We also had a car, so we could go whatever we wanted to go. There are so many things that was better. The only thing I would say living on campus was better was maybe being with all your friends at the same time. You could see them all the time, but then that's also sometimes not as great.
It gets too
Because
much.
living with someone, it's not easy. I mean, like just sharing the bathroom with people, with other people. Sometimes the bathroom was super dirty and stuff like that. So you wanna have, for me, for example, having the kitchen and the bathroom clean was super important. So The next thing I wanted to talk about was how was living with people who are not from the UK. Like, um, if it was easy, it was different. What do you think about it?
Yeah, so I had a couple of different living arrangements. Sorry, my sophomore year, I was living with a Dutch guy and an English guy, as you know, um, and we didn't speak anything else apart from English because obviously the Dutch guy he's fluent in English, and Jake and I didn't know Dutch, so the language was English all the time. Um, and it was great. We worked pretty well. You have your arguments, but if you live with anybody, you're gonna argue with anybody. If living on top of someone or with somebody, and who doesn't argue with their family because they've been, during COVID for me, I have three brothers. Living with them all the time was painful at times, but it's the same sort of feeling. So you're gonna argue, but then living with with Nacho, Johnny, and yourself, two Paraguayans and a Spanish speaker. Obviously everybody spoke Spanish. You guys spoke Spanish, and yeah, you did your utmost to speak English as much as you can. And I understand it's nature for you guys to talk to each other in Spanish. 100%, I get it. But it's times I'd be sat there and be like, maybe they're talking about me or something like that. I don't know, but I don't know. I doubt you were, but it's different, very different. And I noticed you say that you grew. I noticed you growing as a person. Different, when I we lived next to each other anyway, fresh the sophomore year, so I saw you pretty much day to day, and you were playing PlayStation all the time, almost like you were in the same habit as freshman year in the dorm, but off campus and slowly expanding, right? You cooked very simply, and then I remember, what was it? I think it was junior year when you'd go to Walmart for like 2 hours and find like different products and things like that, and you were just expanding as a person and actually looking at doing different things, even if that was in the kitchen or, you're going to the gym or whatever you were doing. You just grew as a person. Not only your English and your knowledge of whatever, but you just grew as a person. It was it's great to see. The same with everyone. It's cool living with the we went from 18 to 22 together. Maybe the most important years of your life, right? So we saw the ups and downs for sure with different people. It was a humbling experience, to be honest, JP. It was great. I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, I agree. I do want to say something. When I came to the US for the first time, I've always had a lot of friends, right? And I've always been really close to my friends. And coming to the US, I always thought I wasn't gonna be as close with people from other countries, right? As I was with my friends from Paraguay. But then it was crazy to me how so many things were the same, even with you from the UK, then Ingmar from the Netherlands,
Yeah.
other people from Spain. We all had the same vibes, sort of saying, and yeah, it was definitely great. We shared 4 years of our lives that we grew so much as a person, and I am really grateful for the people I was with, you, Nacho, Johnny, everyone, because I learned so much from you and the other guys, and I thought that really made me grow as a person. And yeah, I'm definitely really grateful for that. I was lucky enough to have great friends and people who were actually had a good vision, because it is sometimes when you have friends, you go and you live with someone who you don't know, they could also be detrimental for you, maybe if they don't do anything or they don't care
Right,
about their
right, right,
futures.
right, right.
But for me, especially in the beginning, I was kind of the one who was lazier, who didn't do much things. But then I would see you, Nacho, and Johnny doing more things. So that was kind of
Kick up
a
the
way
butt.
to open my eyes. Yeah,
Yeah.
JP, you gotta open your eyes and do more things, learn more things, and just stop being sitting playing your PS4 or whatever it was. So yeah, I am really grateful for everything I learned through you guys.
Yeah, for sure. And being from Europe, obviously, I kind of get Ingmar's standpoint. We kind of live similarly but different. Whereas, I had no idea how South America is, right? It's totally different. So seeing, how you guys do things and, you being fashionably late to everything is definitely something, it's probably a South American thing, I feel, is Johnny a little bit, but it's just fun to see how people act in different ways. For I don't know. Even coming down to how we prepare to take an exam or things like that. You learning from myself because obviously it's in English, so I can give you tips and things like that. But then you having I do it this way, or it was just great. I think what worked so well was that we were the same. We had the same goal. We're from different places, but we all had the same goal. We wanted to make the tennis team. We wanted to graduate with a good grade, and that was the driving force behind why the relationship between everybody, really really thrived. I think, but yeah, it was good fun. Just quick.
Yeah, like when I take a look back and I I was living with so many different people, and I think it opens your mind so much. Even now, I still have that same mindset. When I talk with someone, for example, and they see things differently, I really try to understand and learn something from that person. However, I know a lot of people that when they are arguing about something and they have a different point of view, they don't listen to it. They just stick to whatever they think. And
Yeah.
I think college and being with international people helped me a lot. When I have an argument with someone, I really think, why do I disagree with that? And I think that makes me even, I don't know, think about it more, and you learn more. I really think about, why do I disagree with that, and it opens your mind even more. I think you get smarter by doing that, um, compared to just stick to whatever you think is right and you don't listen to other people.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Definitely, it's a skill being able to listen to people. People can talk to people and voice their own opinion, but it's definitely a skill to be able to listen and actually, engage in the real conversation, read between the lines and things like that, and know what to say in the right moment. And I think that college definitely would have taught you that, and I think maybe you coming from South America, then feeling the American culture, but also the whole international culture, almost in the same time, would have made you do that because your English wasn't perfect. So having to listen to me speak, you had to really pay attention to details and things like that. And I think that's what also would have helped you, grasp that concept. But yeah,